Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, as you can see behind me, we have some redstone, but we're going to be using it to duplicate items. So, I hope you guys are ready. Today we should dive into Reliquary. And it may be a little bit tedious at first because, I mean, it can get kind of overwhelming, but if we take a look at Reliquary, there is something that I want to strive for that is absolutely amazing. One, of course, is the witherless rose, but that's just going to require a bunch of withers to be killed. I'm more or less trying to get the tome, which is this thing right here. Tome of Alcastry. This thing is crazy, and as you can see, it says uses charges to duplicate items. It's going to require all these items. We have all these items, a -1, the Eye of the Storm. So how do you go about getting the Eye of the Storm? Well, you need to basically electrocute or have a lightning rod strike a creeper and turn it into a charge creeper, and then you must kill that charge creeper with some sort of sword. That's what we need to do. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and make a regular sword with looting, or take one of these swords here. Let's just do a regular sword, right? I don't know if any of these like help. It's like fast attack speed. Be kind of nice. Let's take a look at looting, and then we'll talk about everything we need to do this. Okay, so it's just mob heads. Okay, so book and quill. Then it's going to be mob heads. So any mob heads, so like zombie, for example, we have a few of those. 3 of them will make it looting 3, and then lapis. Pretty self-explanatory. And voila. And we need levels. Right now we have no levels because it kind of glitches out whenever we travel to dimension. But I'll pick up some levels here. Just basically giving myself 1 level to fix that glitch. And there we go. And then we'll apply it to here. Right? Perfect. Looting 3. And it's like quick striking diamond sword. Okay. So looting 3, really nice. So that's going to help us fight these creepers, and also being able to fly is going to help as well. But what's a good way of making these creepers become charge creepers? Well, luckily, Reliquary makes that pretty easy for us, right? We're going to need to make a gun, and this is going to be, let's see, gun right here, which is the hunter's handgun. Very cool thing to make. Let's go ahead and make our empty magazine. Is glass? There's no way. I was about to say, we have some glass. Chisel. Fix this glass real quick. We have a whole dimension, by the way, that's full of glass as well, which would make this real easy. All right, so hunter's handgun. It's going to require a grip assembly. It's going to require this empty magazines. We're also going to use these empty magazines later anyways. It's going to require the handgun assembly, which is missing a button of all things. All right, and then the barrel, which we have everything for. Also slime pearl, which is going to be useful. Okay, so we have the hunter's handgun. Now, we need to definitely reload this thing. And we also need to provide it with a specific type of bullets. And I think they're called charge. Right here, storm shots. This right here is what we want to make, is some storm shots. So yeah, you can get these glands from creepers. You can also get these glands in other ways. You can get them from, what's another good method? Gas drop these as well. So it's a good way to do that. So I think we need a magazine in order for this to reload. So we're missing a magazine for this. So let's see, mag. There we go. And I'm pretty sure you just put the bullets inside the magazine. If I remember correctly. Doesn't it show how to do the magazine? It's been so long, I don't even remember. Wait. The gun is showing that I'm missing the magazine. Okay, so I thought it was some kind of weird crafting recipe that I needed to do. Yeah, you surround this in your magazine, and there you go. And now, this thing, you basically right-click, and it's ready to go. It has those shots in it, and I don't want to waste them because I need to wait till nighttime because I need to find creepers, right? And the best way to do that is just fly around until you spot some creepers. And I should, out of those creepers, I should be able to get at least one. Now, I'm also going to take a soul vial because I want to see if I can capture this and spawn it in just in case. If it maintains its traits when converted. Not all mods allow this to happen, but it would be really nice if this did. So we're going to wait till nighttime and we're going to go creeper hunting. So here we go. We have a creeper. Let's go ahead and shoot it. Okay. And it's burning right now. And oh my. Okay, so it dropped that. It dropped this from rats, but it dropped a catalyzing gland in a head, which is not the greatest thing. I don't want that particular thing. I want not a gland. I want the charged heart. Really what I'm after. So we just have to kind of find another creeper. Okay, here's one. All right, and hit it without it blowing up or dying on its own. I prefer it not to die on its own. All right, let's try again. Maybe there'll be more creepers floating around or hanging around. That'd be nice. Come out wherever you are, creeper. All right, there's one right here. I don't want it to burn to death, right? So I killed it that time. Just dropped some gunpowder. Oh man, we might actually run out of... Well, at least we're rebuilding our glands. Like, just in case. Just in case. I still want to be able to capture one. So I might put this soul vial here. And see if it actually says charge creeper. Because if it does, then we can just spawn in unlimited amounts of charged creepers. And we'll set that up today. Okay, so we got two lined up here. So there's that one. Will it die from fire? Okay, I'm making sure. Okay, so that one dropped. Just another gland. Man. Okay, not exactly what I wanted. We only got 3 shots left, so this last one... Well, 1 shot left. Alright, didn't get it from that one, did we? No, he didn't. Okay, so we have 1 shot left. We need to make this shot count. Because I need to pick it up with a soul vial. Just so I can maybe take this thing back home and try to do it my own way. Kind of manipulate it and kind of get this thing to spawn. Alright. Let's not miss. Hey, I picked it up. What does it say? Just creeper. So it's not a particular charge creeper or any particular thing. Oh, but it dropped the heart. Oh, we already had one. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. We have 2 charged hearts. That's perfect. We really only needed 1, but that's great that we ended up getting this many. So now let's go back and make this awesome book, and you're going to be able to see how cool this thing actually is. So now that we have the Eye of the Storm, I don't know what all this can be used for. Okay, so make gunpowder, but the main thing is for this thing right here. Let's go ahead and make that. What else can this thing be used for? Oh, the rending. This thing is really cool as well. Like, should we make this? Oh, we don't have the bat wings. Man, I really wish we did. That thing is actually kind of cool. What is this like thing? I guess it's used, okay, for like upgrades for rats. I really kind of want to experiment with rats and get into kind of what rats can do eventually. That's something we need to do. And if, if it's any other mod pack we use in the future, we'll definitely know how to get into it. Okay, so what can this do? Well, it says craft certain items and blocks with the tome to duplicate them. You can right-click altars of light to fuel them with the redstone from the tome. So this thing will consume redstone, but we basically have an infinite amount of redstone, right? So let's take redstone and let's activate this. It's going to start, when you shift right-click, it's going to start consuming redstone. And now it says it duplicates items, right? So let's take a look at, I don't know, copper. Or we put copper in here. It gives us 2 copper, right? 2 more copper. Until we keep duplicating copper. But it comes at the cost of redstone. So we have to keep that also in mind. So would it be in our best interest to make a dimension that maybe is filled with redstone ore? Or a dimension that's filled with this red gem from Erebus? Could we theoretically make a dimension completely filled with red gem? I think we could. And if we did, it would be incredibly powerful. That would be a crazy powerful dimension. And I think we should try it and just see how expensive it would be. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like red gem from the Erebus dimension is able to be used in RFTools dimensions, which, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because I was hoping that I would be able to get this to work. Oh man, it's kind of sad. But like, I'm sure redstone blocks would be way too expensive to make that dimlet, right? Is there a way to see how much that would actually cost? Like, redstone block? Oh, there is. Okay, so a maintenance cost of 6,000 RF per tick. I mean, that is still pretty expensive. What about dense redstone ore? Not as bad. So what about dense redstone ore? We could probably do that. We can handle that. So where would I find dense redstone ore? Well, we're going to find that in another awful dimension. But that's okay, because we have our lamp at our side. Right? Glow, let's see. Astral Sorcery, Cave Illuminator. Alright, time for me to go hunt down and get some, at least, what is 128 blocks of it? Yep, I'm gonna do that. Turns out, unless you get super lucky and find a redstone dense ore, it's not gonna work either, because when you break redstone dense ore with Silk Touch, it just gives you more redstone. So I had to go back down underground and just farm redstone, which took a little bit longer than I would have expected. But that's okay, because we're going to try and make a redstone dimension. Let's go and see how much it's going to cost, though. Redstone ore dimension. Maintenance cost is actually pretty cheap, so that's not too bad at all, to be honest. Let's go and place this down. So, yeah, this from what you guys said in the comments, 128 blocks is what this requires. And then after that much, you're good. So you just hold a right click, and it'll just fill up. And then we can create ourselves a redstone dimension, which would mean, like, depending on what we use for this redstone dimension, like, I don't know what kind of ground or body, like, what we want to be the redstone, but it can get kind of crazy with the amount of redstone that we can get. Yeah, this is going to be like an infinite item duplication thing. And I don't know what the limits are on the items, but it does say it does use items. It's hold shift for more info. And it says right click to read. Like, yeah, right click to read, of course. Like, it doesn't tell me anything else. So I don't know the full list of items. Maybe there's a config in Reliquary that might have the full list of items. But currently right here, it doesn't tell you anything. So it used to. I think I remember there was a menu that used to say what all items could be duplicated by it. But I do know diamonds can be duplicated and things like that. So coal, your basic materials should work. All right, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and make the proper dimension for the redstone ore. So stone ore, there we go. And we'll create that. And so yeah, that's not too bad for the cost, especially compared to other things that we've definitely tried. And now we need to see what we want to use. So terrain is something that is it's something that we can modify, right? So islands, amplified, solid, rough, flat. I still like changing this. So like the redstone ore, let's do, I don't think we have tendrils. Do we? We do have tendrils. So let's see, the tendrils shouldn't be too expensive for this. And then we have everything else for the dimlet. We could just change the sky, like doesn't really matter. What would be good with red? Like large body sun, clouds, white, cyan fog, body moon? These are kind of cool. Stars? Ooh, I like that. We can do like large planets, body large planets, and do stars, maybe? I don't know if you can do both. And then what kind of biome would we want to set this to? Like a forest? Mesa? Ominous woods? Ooh. And I don't want any rain. Hey, we don't need to worry about any of that. And yeah, we probably shouldn't worry about that. And then what kind of stuff should we want on us? Saturation, maybe we could throw in there. Some saturation, might as well. That way we can always ore excavate. I think everything else is fine. And then when it comes to biome, like, I don't know, orchard maybe? What is orchard going to have? It's going to have like fruits and stuff. Twilight forest. You know, we could do Twilight Forest and just make it, you know, some mobs are going to spawn there. So we could also farm for the venison. That sounds like a pretty straightforward idea. Okay, so material there. Sky. I think we can add multiple modifiers for that. Saturation and then the biome type. And hope this is going to be good. So store. It's not bad. That's actually pretty cheap. Pretty cheap cost there. Even loading it, not that expensive. Look, it's going to load up pretty quickly. And as soon as this is done processing, we're going to hop in this dimension. And we're going to see what those redstone tendrils are like, right? So right now we have Silk Touch. I'm going to pull this out. We have our bow. I don't really need any of these things anymore. At least not for now. And yeah, use our warp stone, and we're basically going to fill this up. I'm going to go ahead and create a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and also add some unbreaking to it. And we're going to get this thing going. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and dial to this new dimension, Redstone Ore Dimension, and let's just take a trip. Oh, I hope this is good. You know, I never know what to expect when we go into here. Look at, oh. Okay, so this dimension is more than just a redstone tendril dimension. This is a Lost Cities dimension. Guys, do you even know what that means? What? So along with this really cheap redstone dimension that we can just harvest these tendrils and get insane amounts of redstone that this is just going to consume and we can duplicate items with. We also have a Lost Cities dimension. Now, I don't know if it's always dark. If that's the case, it's still not that awful. But the good part about this is there are loot chests. Chat. There are loot chests, guys. Like, this is real. Not only are we going to find loot chests. Oh, this is so good. We can find even more dimlet stashes that are in this dimension. Like, oh man, how did we get this lucky and get this place? Like, this is insane. Okay. Like, this was a luck of the draw. Do not expect this to happen whenever you create dimensions. This is like a one-off. Yeah, because the main thing I was after was this redstone. And this thing is completely consumed. This doesn't duplicate things like this, does it? Yeah, so it's specifically only certain things it's going to duplicate, like ingots and things like that. Guys, this is the Lost Cities dimension. And not only that, we can copy this Lost Cities dimension with an absorber. And it's also a Twilight Forest, which is kind of cool. On top of everything else. Having this dimension mixed in here looks super cool. What in the world? Look how cool this dimension is when things are kind of destroyed here. This is like a blown up area of this dimension. And look at this. It's just, I'm using my my wand here, or my shovel. That gives me night vision. But still, like... Wait, was that a notch apple? That's a notch apple. Oh my gosh. Oh! Right here. This is the stash I was talking about. This is modular storage. And it has just stashed, it's just already loaded. And you just pick it up. And, oh man, look, that's why I said, if you get this dimension, you are lucky. You have access to just about everything at this point. And the funny thing is like I said, this mod is not in here. This is straight up coming from RF Tools Dimensions, which is, it's fair because McJady makes both mods. He makes the Lost Cities Dimension mod and also makes RF Tools and RF Tools Dimensions. And so for them to be, for this to be in here without you even needing the Lost Cities dimension is kind of cool. So this is super fun, and like you can definitely find loot. There will be like you can find epic loot chests and things like that in here. Would it be faster for me to break this over the glass? Probably. Like, look at this. Look at this chest. Big old double chest full of dimensional shards. Like, so crazy. So absolutely crazy. And like I said, we can completely absorb this feature. I guess it would be a feature. It being this, and then we could create our own dimension with it. Like, that would be so much fun. Oh man, so many golden apples. So many golden apples. It's crazy. This is so much fun. So having all of this redstone is super cool because we can use it to duplicate things. So say we need more gold, for example. We can take this thing and go, all right, 1 gold, and I need to duplicate it. And I can make, so we have a stack right here. I should be able to duplicate a bunch out of here. So there's a whole stack I just made. So I guess you can get about a stack out of this thing of gold. And it all depends. I think each item is going to have a different like rarity that goes along with it. And so some things may be more expensive than others. So like diamond may cost more, so you'll get less diamonds. Gold will be less than will be less than diamonds, and iron and so forth. Ender pearls, can mob drops be duplicated? I don't remember if this was a thing. The mob drops can't. Like I said, I think there's a whole list of items that are available with this inside of the config, and I don't know if you can get to it from here. Like, I don't know if Reliquary has an option. Oh, it does. So maybe we can see the items in here. Block settings, item settings, the tome, charge limit. Okay. Doesn't really say anything about the items that can be used in it. So who knows? The items may be just related to vanilla stuff, even though it did let me do copper. Maybe anything that's specific things that are ore dictionary. Potentially. Don't know. So it all depends. But this thing is really cool. Like, I really do like this thing, and it does help out a lot. So if you run out of diamonds or emeralds, you can just use redstone. And now that we have an unlimited redstone dimension, that makes life way easier. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that we are able to deconstruct certain dimensions. I did realize that. You can place it in here and extract and get your things back. So the dimension that I messed up, I can still, salvage it. So I'm still able to pull it out. But still, the nutrient installation dimension is what is so expensive. And that's the one that we can't currently afford yet because we just do not have a significant amount of power to be able to power that dimension. Even though this is doing a really good job of maintaining power for our whole entire base, which is absolutely amazing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Guys, I hope to see you in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.